I don't want to waste your time, so there will not be an intro. We're going to make this video as short and sweet as possible. Now, we are in the Etrade website. We have clicked on trading here. This is the page that comes up. This is the page we want. You don't need to worry about this stuff. We're shorting stocks, so it's going to automatically load on stocks, which is what we want. Now, you begin by putting in your symbol. We're going to do the S&P ETF, for an example. Once you put in your symbol and hit enter, the price comes up. Right now the market's closed, so these aren't fluctuating, so this is basically what it was at the end of the day yesterday. Alright, these bid and ask sizes are going to be important in a minute. So take a look here. What this means is there are 5 people who want to buy the S&P 500 for this price. This is the max bidding price at the moment, 451.60. And there are 28 people who want to sell it at 451.74. I'd say that's a pretty tight spread. There's not a big difference, 14-cent difference between the bid and ask. When the spread is tight, you might want to go with a market order, which we'll look at in a second. But let's fill in the rest of this stuff first. So action, down below the symbol is action. You want to choose sell to short. We are shorting the stock, which means we are selling shares of the stock right away, even though we don't own any, with the intention of buying those shares back when the S&P falls. So we will get the shares at a lower price. We're essentially taking our profit a little early. So what's going to happen is we're going to sell short for whatever quantity. Let's say we do 100 shares. And for example, we go with market order. And it's going to tell you down below how much you'll expect to see in your account after you go through this order. You will automatically get $45,000. And the intention is you're going to buy back this 100 shares later, hopefully cheaper, and pocket the difference. So, like I said, that bid to ask spread right here is pretty important because in general, you're going to want to go with a limit order. And a limit order says that I want to sell the SPY for no lower than a certain price. So you can see that the bid is 451.60. Maybe that's too low for me. I'm not willing to sell it at that price. Let's say I want to sell it at 451.7. And that is what you will get if there's enough bidders, if there's 100 people bidding or someone who's bidding for 100 shares of the SPY at that price or higher. Now, down below you see estimated commission, 0. Etrade is done away with commissions. You only need to check these proceeds, and obviously that's going to change as your limit price changes. Now, this limit price is going to be really important when you trade something that's less liquid. So we'll look at T-Tech here, which is a very illiquid stock. We're going to do the same thing, sell short, 100 quantity, and limit. Now look at this bid and ask spread. That's a huge bid to ask spread. No one wants to sell this stuff. So you're going to see this huge spread. Now, this is actually maybe too illiquid for me. Let's switch to like, I don't know. Let's switch to a meme stock. That's still pretty tight. Anyway, let me just show you what I usually do for getting my limit order filled at a good price. Hell, let's just go back to SPY. Typing with one hand here. Alright, sell short. 100 shares. Limit order. I want to get the best possible price I can, the highest possible price I can, because that is going to be my profit. So, I see the highest possible price is 451.74, but this is not being filled currently. So you want to start a little bit lower. So let's say 451.73. Put that in. Good for the day is fine. You can change this if you want, but generally the way I play it is just keep it good for the day and kind of babysit it. So one more thing, actually. All or none right here means that if you click this, it means you do not want to accept partial orders. So if someone's willing to buy buy this from you, but they only want 50 at this price. If you click all or none, that will not be filled. So you won't be left with a 50 share short position if you really just want to be short 100 shares. That's up to you if you're willing to take a partial trade. In general, for something liquid like the SPY, it's always going to get fully filled. If not immediately, it might be in portions, like a couple seconds later. But here we go. Here's how I put in the limit price. Start near the ask and preview the order, send the order through. If it doesn't get filled within, let's say, a minute, cancel the order, come back here, move it down. Now, of course, this is kind of penny pinching, but when you're playing with big money, it is actually quite, it's a lot of money. If you're playing 100 shares of the SPY, this is a bit of penny pinching, but with something less liquid, you're probably moving down in increments of 5 cents or moving down in increments of 10 cents. And it's really going to make a difference in the long run, especially if you're trading a lot. Be aware, though, that if you are shorting, you have unlimited risk. The SPY could go up to the moon and you could lose everything. So there are ways to protect your portfolio when you're shorting. Or there are also ways that you can mimic a short position, such as through options, which is my specialty. If you got questions about that, let me know. The last thing we want to do is I just want to remind you how to close this trade, because a lot of people will know how to open the trade and then don't know what to do to close it. Essentially, all you're doing is the same thing. You're putting in the same symbol, but you're switching the action to buy to cover. And, let's change the limit price because you want to make a profit. So let's say the SPY does what you think it does. It falls down to 440 or whatever. You put in that limit price. You buy it back at 440. Pocket the difference because you sold it at 450. That, I think, basically covers it. If there's anything that you have questions about, let me know in the comments section below. And I will make a video to answer your questions. But I think that covers it. Thanks, guys. And check out damonvario.com for any more trading information that you might be looking for.